Welcome to episode 21 of Scratch Social. I'm here with Miss Eimear. Eimear, how are things?
Things are very good, thanks. We are so excited to have Sam Jones on our podcast today, our second ever guest of Scratch Social. Welcome to the pod, Sam.
I'm honoured. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
You're following in big footsteps now. Lauren Walsh was our first guest back in episode 5 or 6. LPGA Tour player, European Tour player.
Oh,
and is
fantastic.
quite the fashionista in her own right. But yeah, that's the story now. How are things with you?
Also good, thank you. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's bit of fun time of late. So excited to get on and talk about I'm sure, Paddy, we've got a few FJ related topics that we can discuss at some point
maybe
today. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Blair wouldn't let me away without mentioning FootJoy once or twice a day or a minute. What I was going to say, this is the first time we've had a face-to-face, and it's still virtual. Because, Sam, I didn't scroll back far enough on the Instagram DMs to see how many years we've been chatting shoes, fits, colours.
I think it's been a while. It's got to be pre-COVID, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you have said 2019, something like that?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I've been fangirling almost for a long time, Eimear.
I can vouch to this. This is Sam. You have actually been on the top of the podcast guest list for a while. But guys, before we actually get into the apparel side of it, Sam, you're a bit of a baller. Tell us about your golf background. That swing that's a strong swing.
Yeah, it looks good. It can look good. You don't often see where the golf ball goes. So I got into golf. I was actually a footballer, sort of first and foremost, and so I played a decent level of football and sort of probably played once or twice a year golf wise until I was about 15. Until I sort of got a junior membership at my local golf club and then started to get into it and just loved the fact that I wasn't very good at it and could feel yourself improving and getting better. And yeah, I kind of started gravitating a little bit more towards golf. Football, you could put in a man of the match performance, you could score a hat trick and you could still lose 4-3, which I didn't love. So golf is like, it's all on me. If I play great, I should score great. If I don't, opposite happens and I don't play very well and don't score well. So yeah, sort of picked up golf clubs sort of first time properly. Yeah, I'd say 14, 15, something like that.
Wow.
Very good. And for people who are living under a rock, what part of the world are you from?
I am from
not the postcode exactly, but yeah.
No, I won't give you the postcode. I'll give you the town. The town's big enough, I think. It's a little town called Hazelmere, which is sort of bottom of Surrey, Hampshire border. So I like to say to people, if you draw a line from out sort of southwest London to the coast, I'm somewhere in the middle there. So,
lovely.
Yeah, it's a nice part of the world. Very nice.
Lovely.
Now, Princess Golf Club shows up a little bit in your socials. Am I to assume you're a member there, or do you just get like...
I am a member, fully fledged member. I am.
Nice.
I'm 120 miles away from the golf club that I am a member at. So for me to go and have a game of golf is quite the commitment. It does take up quite a bit of time, but I love it there. I previously lived sort of southeast to London, so it used to be about an hour and 20 minutes. And if you play golf anywhere around southeast London, in the winter time, golf courses don't drain that well. Play golf year round, you kind of need to visit the coast. So I was quite happy to make an hour and 20 minutes to go and play some incredible links golf. Now I'm happy to make a 2-hour journey to go and play some incredible links golf. So yeah, I love it down there. The guys are great. And I tend to sort of try and play golf in the morning. And then if I've got some content to make something, I'll tag that onto sort of an afternoon and end up making a day of it. So I kind of try and make the most of the time that I go there because it is a 2 hours there, 2 hours back.
I'm quite similar. I'm Hinch, as you might see in the background here. So that's 240 kilometers away from where I actually live. But I grew up near there.
Okay.
Brought up till I was maybe 1920, and I've lived fairly remote from it since. So I like that. It's like, what's the weather like tomorrow and for the next 3 days? And can I pull a sickie, or who's around? Can I work from home that day, or do I have to fully commit and put the holidays into work day to get down? But yeah, it takes a bit of pre-planning, all right, so I can empathise with you on that.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to kind of try, and if I can, if my wife would let me, I'll try and make an evening of it, and then stay overnight, and then maybe play the next day. Do a bit of a weekend, try and really make the most of it. Yeah, it's well. I love it there. I just love it there. So I kind of would never see myself not being a member, no matter how far away I.
Because you've obviously you're so well known in the space, Sam, for apparel. Do you find now when you visit golf clubs or when you go back to Prince's that people are constantly asking you about fashion, or do people sort of leave you be? Or if you're playing with a group of lads or ladies, do they say, what do you think of my fit? Or are you starting to get that now?
No, not quite yet. I do a lot of there's a good number of members at Prince's who sort of know my channel, know my Instagram account, that sort of stuff. So it's more asking my opinion is on product is more what I get, rather than sort of what do you think of my outfit? It's more, I saw you had those new FJ shoes on the other day, those new premium. What are they like? Should I be getting into those? And I have a great relationship with the lads in the shop at Prince's as well. So they sort of ask every now and again what's coming, what do you know, and we have sort of a bit of a back and forth discussion sometimes on what I think's good and what they think's good, because I always find it interesting, having been a golf pro in a former life and worked the pro shop hours and sold the products. I've sort of have a bit of that side of the perspective on things, so it's kind of nice to see what they think and what's selling at the golf club. It's all well and good, you see Instagram and you see likes and you see shoes or polo shirts, whatever it might be, that seem to be popular on Instagram, but then you might speak to your local pro and they might say, well, actually no, we've got this shirt and this is doing silly numbers and we're selling loads of it. It's been really popular, so it's cool to get both sort of takes.
Nice.
Yeah, our members love the Pringle gear. You might get that from someone.
Okay.
You might get that from someone. So I didn't know you were a golf pro. I didn't know you ran the pro shop. So a couple of the questions might be null and void in terms of how did golf apparel become your thing?
It just I've loved clothing in general all throughout my life. I've always been quite sort of I like to take care of sort of how I dress, if that makes sense. I've always 100%. Sort of tried to keep on top of, I say, trends and stuff like that. I just always liked fashion in general. And then when I started playing golf and I turned pro in 2012, went through the PGA, did my PGA training, did 10 years as a golf pro, kids academies and working in the shop and teaching and all that sort of stuff.
I love that.
It kind of working in the pro shop kind of gave me a bit more of a feel for product and getting my hands on gear and knowing what's coming out, footwear as well, and building relationships with reps and all that sort of stuff. And that's kind of where my love for golf clothing then really, really grew and developed. But I mean, I've always, even from the early days playing golf, I remember having pairs of Oscar Jacobson trousers with the little slit in the bottom of the hem.
Just so they sit over the laces, just right.
Just over the laces. And so even before being a PGA pro, my amateur days, I was always big on what I looked like on the golf course. I've always sort of almost cared more about what I looked like than how I played, really. I was never really good enough to care too much about how I played, but always more about the dress. And then, it kind of the Instagram account sort of happened over an evening out with a couple of friends, my wife and I and a friend of mine and his wife. We went for a few drinks and a meal, and a friend of mine was like, why don't you do something on Instagram or YouTube or something? Friends of mine would come to me for advice on have you tried this? Have you tried that? Do you think I should get this shoe, that shoe? Or, and so I was always sort of giving advice here and there to friends of mine, and they just said, why don't you do something on Instagram? And I didn't have an Instagram account, didn't have a personal account, didn't have a YouTube account, never been in front of the camera before, never picked up a camera before. So it just kind of started and kept going with it, and here we are.
Here you are.
I guess nearly, I think it's 8.5 years. I think I've been posting on Instagram for, which is madness, really. It's a long time, but I wouldn't change any of the last 8.5 years at all. It's been so fun. The opportunities, the people you meet, that sort of stuff's been incredible.
How That's so interesting you're doing it that long, because like in my world, I would say golf fashion has only really come to the fore like in the last 2 years. Have you seen like this big shift since when you started, and now it's like growing really fast because there's 10 times as many brands? How's that in your world?
It's been mad. Like so when I first started posting, and I use this analogy quite a lot. FootJoy would release there, and I use FootJoy as an example, not because they're friends of the program here, Paddy, but because they used to drop their shoes. You used to get some colorways of a new shoe in January, and then you get some colorways of a new shoe in September. And you used to get just 2 drops in the year, and that'd be it. There was no special editions. There's no Harris tweeds for the Open. There was nothing like that. And there were very few brands doing limited releases because there just kind of wasn't really the market for it. So I kind of have always looked at my account and what I talk about as the product that I show off on my account is for the every golfer. So if you're playing a monthly medal and you play at your golf club, my content's probably going to resonate with you more than the cool kids. I'm kind of don't really think I'm down with the cool kids too much, but the way that the industry has changed in the last couple of years and the influence from all these new brands that have come into the space, and social media is a huge reason why golf fashion is like it is now, because you can start a brand, you can start an Instagram account, you can gain some followers, and all of a sudden you can sell product. And when I started, it wasn't really like that. Like Malbon didn't really exist when I started my account. And you look at the influence that brand has had on the space, and how many brands have started because of them and their influence. So yeah, the space has changed massively in the last couple of years. We've never really been in a better position than we are right now for not only quality of product that's on the market, but also the variety that we have now is just, we've never had it this good.
And when we speak about those brands, they're like small startup tech companies almost, that they're coming in to disrupt. Mm-hmm. You know, they're like the Uber amongst the black cabs in London, or our yellow ranks in Dublin or whatever. So you mentioned Malbon. There's Bogey Boys, Mannersy's UK, Bad Birdie, Eastside Golf. They're all kind of bringing that street style, skater-esque style to the fairways. Now I'm going on holidays. Well, I'm on holiday when this goes out, right? I'm in New Jersey, right? I'm in Sopranos land. So, but like I reached out to a couple of golf courses to play, and I've been able to secure a couple of places, which is great. Golf is a completely different world over there. It's about who you know, not who you are. I don't know anyone. I just wrote a lovely email. But
sometimes that works. Sometimes that's all you need.
It works. Yeah, and it has worked. Thanks be the Lord. Otherwise, the wife would be like, "What did you spend €200 for to bring those golf clubs for? And they haven't moved for 12 days." But on these websites, and some of them are like marquee courses, and some of them are public courses. Not many public courses over there, but they all have a big long web page on dress code and what's to be worn. Not what's not to be worn, what's acceptable to wear. And in some places, like parts of the clubhouse, you're not allowed to wear this. So like hoodies are allowed, for example, in one place, but they have to be clean, not faded, but they can't be worn after 6 in the clubhouse. Right? Okay. So that's fine. And I'm aware it's on their webpage. Now, I did check a few notable courses in the UK, and they have similar dress codes, you know, dinner jackets or whatever after 6, and no denim and tuck shirts, and the same for the ladies, you know. No leggings, has to be pleats or shorts or whatever. What's your take on that, especially like these emerging brands that are bringing a different style to the fairways? There's a question coming eventually, Sam. Apologies. I just go on tangents.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I do love a tangent. Like,
big context filler here. Do those dress codes, do they protect golf? Are they holding it back? Or do us as golfers have to pay respects to some golf courses of long-standing etiquette and like that, to go, oh yeah, well, maybe the East Side Golf or the Paramore, like maybe that's not for Royal Liverpool. You know, maybe it's for somewhere a bit lower down the tiers, you know?
Yeah, I've had this sort of discussion a couple of times fairly recently, and I've always really landed on just respect the golf clubs that you're going to and their wishes. Like, if they don't want you to wear a hoodie, don't wear a hoodie. Like, if I understand that obviously we all want golf to move forward and we want it to be up to date and we want it to not feel like it's so stuffy. And I think for the most part, we've achieved that in a number of ways. Golf clubs are, despite still having some dress codes, no jeans in the clubhouse, jackets after 6, although those sorts of rules still are in place at a number of these golf clubs, I feel like we've still come quite a long way with regards to allowing golf shoes in the clubhouse sometimes, allowing trainers to be worn, even allowing like spikeless trainers' golf shoes to be worn on the golf course. I remember a time where you'd have to wear actual golf shoes, and I know the lines of what is an actual golf shoe has been blurred quite a bit over the last few years. Yeah. But I just, if a golf club lays out to you how they want you to dress, just honor it. I just respect it. I don't. The last thing I want as a golfer visiting a golf club is to feel like I'm walking on eggshells. So if I am wearing something that is, say, slightly on the more risky side of what this golf club that I might be going to wants me to wear or doesn't want me to wear, then I feel like I'm going to be walking around on eggshells while I'm there, waiting for a member to pull me and say, excuse me, no, we don't do hoodies here, or something along those lines, which does happen. And then that's an awkward interaction for everyone. We don't want that. So I'm a big fan of just respect the golf club that you're going to. Some golf clubs, look, I will, if I'm going to get to play a Royal Liverpool, as you said, and they're going to welcome me, even, I might pay a green fee or whatever, but they're still welcoming me onto their golf course and into their clubhouse, I'm going to respect their wishes and dress more appropriately as to how they would like me to dress. Look, if I'm going to go and play a municipal golf course that doesn't have a dress code and doesn't really care what you wear, then cool, like I'll wear whatever. I think we can dress for where we're playing and respect the wishes of the club, I think, is the major takeaway for me.
I love
definitely,
it.
100%.
Yeah.
I always compare to other sports as well. Like you've to we say it in Ireland, you've to tog in and tog off to go to play GAA hurling or football. Like, you're not going to wear a cargo pants and a polo shirt. You have to dress appropriately for the sport. So I tend to lean into that argument sometimes as well.
And I think when you're visiting a club, the last thing you want to do is look like a guest. The last thing you want to do is, you want to fit in and just go under the radar nonchalantly. When you're visiting a golf club, like let's say it's a really nice club, and then you're on the range and you look like a guest and you're the only one there. I'm like, Eimear, just hit the ball well now. So like the last thing I'd be doing, guys, is wearing something that would get people to ask me any questions. So yeah, that was a great answer, Sam. Really interesting.
Having been in a pro shop as well as a golf pro and having to enforce rules that the golf club had, like when I was at Sundridge Park Golf Club, which is a very nice golf club in southeast London. We had a white socks only rule. Doesn't matter what length. You could have whatever length you wanted as long as your socks were white. If you obviously wearing shorts, this is obviously you wear trousers, wear whatever colour socks you want. But if you've got shorts on, or if you've got shorts on, then white socks only, and they have to be visible. And that's just a rule that we have. So if you were a visitor coming along, and maybe I'm just different, maybe we're all different, and that we check websites of golf clubs that we're going to. If we're going there for the first time, we want to make sure that we're dressing appropriately. So if you check the website and you see that there's that rule and you don't adhere to it, and then I've got to then have the awkward conversation with the person to say, excuse me, sir, you're not allowed to wear those. One guy came in with bright yellow Volt colour highlighter yellow football socks, and got so they were like bunched up around his ankle. He's just like, man, like I've got to tell you now that you can't wear those, and that you've got to buy white socks from us, and that's going to be $6.95, please. So it's those awkward conversations I think we all want to try and avoid if we can.
Yeah, 100%. And just before we move on to men's versus women's fashion, this whole idea, guys, has got me thinking about Augusta and the fact that the caddies wear the white boiler suits. That's one of the best rules in golf. That's one of the most iconic fashion rules on this planet, I would say.
I'd melt. If I was wearing one of them, I'd melt.
I just love the Stevie Williams with the no shirt on underneath with the chest hair coming out. Just alpha move.
So good.
Very
so
cool.
You can make it work for you. That's a great example of making the rules of fashion work for you.
Absolutely.
Love it. Okay, this is something, obviously we have a podcast, there's one man and one woman on it, and you're so heavily involved in fashion. And like when we were actually planning this podcast, I said to Paddy, I actually don't really have a clue about like golf products, golf fashion. I just sort of wear like what I find in the pro shop. And but what I'm starting to see is this amazing development in women's golf. If you look at Nelly Korda, Gino Titical, Lynn Grant, the style. Like women's golf, I don't know, maybe I'm taking it a bit too far, but I think there's a pace that women's golf fashion is picking up, and it's almost like there's a rocket up it. And I suppose the question that we'd love to hear your thoughts on is, like, is women's golf fashion now starting to surpass the men's in terms of pushing the boundaries, innovation, development? Like, what are you seeing in the market?
I wouldn't say surpassing the men's. Women's golf fashion, and again, having a basis of working in a pro shop and selling to lady members product, women's golf fashion has been very underrepresented in the last, I think that's the right way of putting it, in the last 10 years. Selections have always been very minimal, and it's just never been, no brand has really ever, I don't feel like, done it that well. You get brands, sort of micro brands that pop up doing women's only stuff and have done over the last 10 years, who have done a good job of catering to women. But ultimately, the big brands, I don't think, have done enough. What we're seeing now is great. The women always have, with the men, we're going to wear a polo shirt, we're going to wear a mid-layer, we're going to wear either trousers or shorts. We don't really have much to do other than that for an outfit. Whereas, women, you've got those options. You've also got capris, you've got skirts, you've got dresses, you've got all these different ways of putting an outfit together that I think the brands are now sort of starting to look at and go, actually, we could do a whole lot more than we do currently. And so, I think it's been a market that has been crying out for brands to do it better for years, and we're getting to that place now where I think Adidas Originals, the women's range in the original stuff, the Lynn Grant, you mentioned Lynn Grant, always looks fantastic in the Adidas Originals gear. McCade do some just incredible women's stuff. Like, my wife doesn't play golf, no interest in golf whatsoever. She has a McCade collared jumper that she loves that looks great. These brands are doing more and more, and they're recognizing that the market is there for it now more than ever. So it's good to see.
That is such a good point, because like when I look at the likes of Lynn Grant, and I'll give you an example, and Adidas are doing amazing things for women's golf, but I tried to go on and buy an outfit that I saw Lynn Grant wearing the other day, and it actually wasn't available to buy in Ireland or the UK. This happens so often. And just as you mentioned the pro shop piece, Sam, now when I actually reflect, like when you go into a pro shop, it's the bog standard baby blue t-shirt, a skirt with some florals, but like this really cool fashion that we're actually seeing, which is, moving the needle online, it's actually not available in pro shops, and it's not going to mass market, is it?
Yeah, no, you're not seeing the pro shop side of women's golf. I think is the lady section is always tiny for the ladies to shop from. I always remember I can't remember who it was, but it might have been my old head pro, might have been my first head pro. He did like a bit of a sort of a survey with the lady members about, what do you want me to stock in the shop? Like, what do you want from me? Here are all the brands that you've got. Like, I can reach out to these companies. We can get it in. And sort of the big takeaway was that we kind of found out a few different brands that they wanted, but ultimately they didn't want to dress the same. Yeah. And so when you have then a very small selection for the ladies, because you don't want to, as a golf pro, you don't want to overstock it, because you don't want to spend so much money and then have to then be stuck with a load of gear that you can't sell, which unfortunately sometimes does happen. You then make small orders, but then because you're making small orders, you get some of the stuff in just couple of different styles and size runs, and then one of the ladies buys it, and then it's like, well, actually, no one else wants to buy it because she got it first, and I don't want to turn up on a Sunday wearing the same thing as Jean is. So
you have hit the nail on the head. Oh my God!
It's a weird one, and that's why obviously you see the online stuff is so prevalent with the ladies, and it's not translating to pro shops. Hopefully it does translate to pro shops, but at this current time I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. Somewhere might be doing it really well. I'm sure there is somewhere doing it well.
You're actually, Sam, you're dead right about this, because if we look in Ireland, the female membership age demographic in golf clubs is just over 35s. Generally, that's most of the female members, whereas this new era of clothing is aimed at like under 25s, under 30s. So it's not through any pro shops or anything like that. It's just the demographic currently who takes up like the biggest female membership in the golf club. They're just not into that sort of more.
You wait 10 years' time.
Yes.
And all the girls who have started to play in the last couple of years who just come in through their junior membership, and golf clubs have to work really hard to retain those ladies when they turn 16, 17, 18, and there are other distractions for girls, as there are guys when the lads are coming through as well. But as long as the golf clubs
mainly in the distraction, each other.
there is that. But yeah, so the golf clubs have a responsibility to keep these golfers playing at the golf club. And I think if you see that 10 years time, I think you'll start to see it look very, very different. Those who are now 15, 16, 17 will be 25, 26, 27, getting into their 30s, and we'll see a different way of dressing for the ladies. And hopefully we'll see pro shops stocked a little bit differently.
Yeah. I will say one thing. I do tend to support a local PGA Pro than go direct to consumer, as in like go to an apparel's website. I will ask a pro. I remember Footwear brought out the first time they brought out their hoodies. I went to the local PGA Pro and said, "Can you get this?" He was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll just add it onto an order there, no problem." So depending on who your PGA Pro has accounts with, so for someone like Footwear, they can maybe tag something on. So if they're buying a lot of maybe generic Adidas tops, and you want the Annabelle Dimmock golf dress from 2024. Like when my girls are old enough, Sam, I will be dressing them. Okay, and my wife will not be dressing them.
Yep.
So, you know, like her tracksuit, the male version of her tracksuit was released. That's how popular it was. That white ensemble. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be saying anybody listening, if you are looking for stuff or you see something online, ask your PGA Pro, and they might be able to tack it on to an order that they're placing anyway.
Yeah, please do support your PGA Pros. As a former PGA Pro, knowing how tough it is running a business like that. It's tougher now than it ever has been with the way golf clubs are operating in 2026 compared to how they would have been 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, please do reach out. Your PGA Pros will always do their very best to help you, and then also help you in the aftercare side of things as well. Something goes wrong, it's a lot easier to take it to them and let them sort it with reps and whoever, than trying to deal with other places that you might purchase your equipment from. But not to say online is not also a nice place to go, because great choices, so on and so forth. So, but yeah, do support your PGA Pros, people.
Yeah, my biggest issue with buying anywhere direct to consumer, golf or just general while I wear to work, is the printer never bloody works to print off the returns label. And that's the biggest frustration about the whole thing, is that's the only reason we have this printer, is for that situation, and it never bloody works. So that's more so why I go to the PGA Pro to get my clothes.
Yeah, I can't believe printers. Surely printers are going to be like fax machines soon, and surely printers are just going to be completely redundant. We're going to be able to all do it through QR codes and that sort of stuff. Like I do a little bit of Vinted, and there's certain options that I won't select because I don't want to have to turn my printer on and use it. Yeah. So I'm a QR codes only kind of guy when it comes to returns and bits and bobs. But
biggest comeback of all time, the QR code. It was ahead of its time.
It was so far ahead of its time.
Yeah,
it was relevant before it really needed to be relevant.
I would love to see your Vinted. I would say that's probably the coolest account in the UK. Wow.
To be fair, I'm not hugely active on my Vinted. I sell a few bits here or there. Try and keep it to non golf stuff.
It's good. It's very, very good though.
Maybe.
Okay. Sam Jones, who's doing it best, right? So quick fire. We don't need any Paddy tangent, loads of context, right? So
I'll try my best.
Tell you a couple of these. Best traditional golf brand.
It's so hard because there are so many. You sent me these questions earlier. I'm now tangenting slightly. I apologise. But you sent me these earlier and I was trying to think of who could and I didn't have anyone written down for this. I would say the best. Wow, it's so tough. To give one, just one.
I'll allow you some recency bias into the equation if you have any recency bias.
I have been loving.
Recently.
I've worn a lot of McCade recently. A lot of McCade. Great guys and girls who work at McCade. Fantastic brand. Pretty up and coming in the space. They've been going for a while. I think I got a pair of trousers from them in 2021. So they have been going for a little while, but just what they do, the way they do their web stuff, it's fantastic. The product is great. So let's go with them. Johanna McCade will be happy.
Founded in 2019. There you go.
Okay, well, I was a couple of years after then.
No, you're good.
I was 2 years late on those trousers.
You're good. Well, they dress Alex Noren, and he's pretty svelte. You know, he never
not anymore. Did you used to?
I mean, like pretty clean cut look. Yeah, he's indulged in a few more burgers these days, but yeah, as a fit and a style.
He's not contracted.
No, he's not contracted to them anymore.
He's not McCade anymore.
Yeah, no, he's not McCade anymore. No, he was last year, but they didn't.
There we go.
Alex wanted to experiment a little bit this year and try a few more different bits and bobs. So yeah,
and have a few more burgers,
and also maybe that, maybe that. Who knows?
Best modern / streetwear crossover brand.
Again, very difficult, but I'll go with Malbon. I mean, it seems like a fairly cliche answer at this point, but I do really love what they do. Most of my Malbon gear, which I don't have tons of it, but most of it is off course stuff. You wouldn't see me in too much of the on course gear that they do. I have a few polos that I could wear for a game of golf, but mostly it's off course stuff. It's hoodies, it's fleeces, it's all that sort of stuff. I love the lifestyle gear that they do. It's great, and the quality. For anyone who says, Malbon's it's expensive, the quality's not very good. It's good, guys. It's good.
It is good. Did you listen to Stephen Malbon's podcast with the Golfer's Journal? I think it was out a couple months ago.
I haven't. No, actually, I should do that.
There's one for everybody. There's one for everybody. If you're even remotely interested in how to start a brand, how to be a disruptor, and be loud but be quiet if you need to, that's a good one.
He came on an Instagram live with me back in lockdown. Stephen Malbon did. Very interesting dude. So I think it still might be on my page somewhere for anyone interested in that. He very cool. Very nice of him to take the time to do that.
That's deadly. And most underrated brand.
I saw this and I had quite a clear answer for this. And now this might sound a bit mad. I'm going to say J. Lindeberg. J. Lindeberg have been around for ever. Just ever and ever and ever. And
25 years plus.
I think you're looking at, 2007, 2006, something like that, coming to the UK maybe for the first time around that time. I don't feel like I see lots of people at golf clubs wearing JL. But I don't really feel like we get Instagram. It gets mentioned too much on Instagram as a brand. Content creators in the golf fashion space talking about JL, and I find that a bit weird. I was kind of having this thought earlier today, and I feel like they do some incredible stuff. Some of the pairs of trousers that they do are some of my favorites, and so I'll say them. I don't think they quite get the flowers that they deserve, really, for the quality of gear that they make now and have always made. Like, longevity is not to be discounted in this space. They've been making quality product for a long time.
I have a JL dress coming in the post tomorrow, but it's not going to be on time for my holidays. But yes, I'm with you, Sam. I absolutely love JL. I actually have a lot of their gear. It's amazing.
And the lady stuff as well. That's another brand that do represent for the ladies. So yeah, props to them for that as well.
Now, something we've been doing recently in the last, I suppose, 3-4 episodes, Eimear, is, and I didn't give you these, Sam, because
I was just glancing briefly at my notes there.
You were like, this is the end. This is the end, and Paddy's still going. Is we do guess the player.
Okay.
Now normally it's based on their accolades, but I've twisted it. As like based on their fashion, can you guess the golfer? So normally we it's 5 clues. 5 clues. Normally we do a clue at a time and see how many clues it takes you of the 5. So maybe I might get to 5. So number 1 is all around clean, classic, and effortless. Right? So clue number 1. My style is often described as the most traditional on tour.
Okay. I have a name in my head of who I would
you can say the name.
Do you want me to say the name now?
And you can test our poker faces, but we won't say if you're right or wrong.
I would say Adam Scott.
Need to go to clue 2, but you've got it right in one clue. Eimear's poker face is shockingly poor.
I think the arms out gave it away, Eimear, unfortunately. The arms out.
Okay, well.
Yeah, so the rest
what
of
are the remaining clues? Tell me the remaining clues for Adam Scott. Dashing good looks.
You rarely see me in loud colours or bold patterns. Was clue number 2.
Yeah, very true.
My fits are always tailored, never quietly oversized or trendy-ish. I've had a long-standing relationship with premium classic golf brands. Mm-hmm. And the last clue is many would say I'm the best dressed golfer of my generation. There you go.
Yeah.
So I got it in one clue.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that. I mean, he's looked so good for so long, hasn't he? I mean, we talk about, I think people think about Uniqlo with him. They think about, the Aqua Scooter era with Adam Scott was fantastic. And Burberry before then, bringing Burberry to the golf course as a young man. Yeah, he's always looked...
ask.
I don't know if anyone's bringing Burberry to the... Could Burberry come back to the golf course?
I don't know. Maybe along with McLaren Golf, it might go well together.
McLaren Golf, that's a whole other tangent. Let's not do that.
That's a whole other podcast. Right, the second one now. Oh no, go ahead, Eimear. You can take the second one.
What I love though, just about Adam Scott, like imagine being Uniqlo, having such a good ambassador, you only had to have one. You know? Like that.
Well, they're ambassadors. They got Adam Scott. They've got Roger Federer. It's a great
one
group,
per
isn't
sport.
It?
Like now you've a lot of the market. It's amazing. Okay, Sam. This second player, I think I would give you so much kudos if you got this because I did not have a clue when I saw these questions. So I'll read them out one by one.
Build him up to knock him down, Eimear.
No, I genuinely, because you're very good, but this is a tough one.
Okay,
clue number 1. My outfits lean heavily into performance and athletic fits.
Performance and athletic fits. Okay. No, go on. Keep going. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do a lot of cutting of my silences here, as I think.
Oh, AI does that for us. No panic.
Perfect. No worries.
I stick mostly to clean, simple colour palettes.
Athletic, clean and simple. Okay. I have a name, but who knows?
You can test the poker face again.
No, I don't want to because I don't think I'm right.
Okay, I'm going to go into this clue a little bit more to give you some context because these are quite broad.
You're telling me.
You can blame my co-host. Okay. I was once closely associated with one of the biggest brands in the world, but a very short-lived incident completely changed that.
Okay. It's not Justin Thomas, is it?
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding. There you go.
Well
Hot Mike Thomas.
Done.
Can you believe that was... I mean, I can kind of believe why Ralph Lauren would want to part with him after that, but also just something as just spur of the moment like that just he did that he probably wishes he hadn't done, and how that changes everything for him from a golf fashion standpoint. Absolutely. It's crazy.
Can you imagine a Premiership footballers who are hot mic'd around the corner flag and stuff like that? How many brand deals they'd lose off the pitch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or other sports.
Yeah, everyone was quick to chuck him, weren't they? They were just kind of can't be doing that. Justin can't be saying those things.
Yeah. Fair play to him, though. He has made a comeback and he is playing good golf, and it is really, really good to see. You know, everybody makes mistakes and yeah.
Absolutely. He's always been one of my favourite dressers on tour, even through the Ralph Lauren days, through now the Grayson days, and then now whoever he's deciding to wear on a week-to-week basis. There's
I'd say.
There's one thing with these guys who dress well. One thing with these guys who dress well is it's the ability to put colours and silhouettes together. It sounds really simple to be able to do, but the guys who do it well, I think, are quite clear to see. The Justin Thomases, the Adam Scotts, like these brands are just sending these guys packets. They're not doing scriptings for them, and they are putting the outfits together themselves. And kudos to the guys who do that and do it well.
I have one that's a bit out there now. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah. Talk to me.
So, understated and recognizable is kind of the theme on this guy.
Understated, recognizable.
This guy.
Okay.
I have to get used to saying my guy because I'm going to America. My guy. Clue 1. I am known for very consistent, almost uniform look on the golf course.
Consistent, almost uniform. Uniform. I feel like there's something in the term uniform. Okay. All right. No, let's keep going.
Yeah. I'm most associated with clean, simple outfits and minimal branding.
Minimal branding? No, okay. No, I'll keep going.
Oh, we have him.
Don't get too excited.
We've needed at least 3 clues anytime we've done name like player, so he's burst our records. Clue 3. I've worn the same style of cap and apparel setup for years.
The same style of cap? Someone who wears a different style hat than just a traditional, just a normal baseball cap. Is there someone who wears something different to that? No. Okay, now keep going. This is broad.
I tend to wear yellow on Sundays.
Who wears yellow on Sundays?
See, I don't even know this one, but let me think. Now, Sam, we're having a competition. Who wears yellow on Sundays?
Who wears yellow on Sundays?
I know. Can I say it?
Do you want to help him out?
Yeah, help me out. Who wears...
Well, give him a nice handy Limerick clue.
What's a Limerick clue?
Because I'm from Asia.
He's from Asia.
Oh, Hideki.
There you go.
He wears yellow on Sundays.
Yeah, he wears yellow on Sundays.
To wear yellow on Sundays.
I don't think I knew that. That. Look at that. Former Masters champion. I did not know that.
Yeah. That Masters was he wearing under the green blazer?
Yellow looked good under green. I always think about the whole. If you're in contention, would you wear something that would look good under a green jacket? I think I would if I was in contention. It'd probably lead to me throwing it away like Rory in 2011, but I'd have to make sure I had something on that would look good under green.
What would you put if you were leading the Masters this year and you're on Sunday, you're 6 shots ahead? Chances are you're going to put on the green jacket, Sam.
I don't think 6 is enough, Eimear. I don't think 6 is enough. I'll be honest, but go on.
What would you wear if you were putting the green jacket on that Sunday?
Yeah, what are you wearing? What are you putting on Sunday morning?
Oh, do you know what? I think what would look really nice under the green jacket, I think you'd have to keep it nice and crisp with white. Go with nice white, maybe some nice pair of grey trousers, something like that. And then if you can find a pair of shoes that have got a bit of green accent to them, then I think that'd be the way to go. I don't love navy and Masters green. I like bottle green and navy, but Masters green is a bit too green to go with navy for me. So I'd have to say, maybe a light grey would be nice. Bold to go white trousers. Remember Danny Willett, 2016, was it Danny Willett with the white trousers?
He came out of nowhere, didn't he? He came out of the field doing that one. He just went on an absolute
Spieth just gave it to him. I have a rule with Masters Sunday sometimes, as if it's a bit of a snory Masters and there's not a lot going on. Think of Trevor Immelman 2008, Scotty Scheffler, whenever Scotty wins it. I'll give the leader until 12.
Yeah.
And if they hit it on the green on 12 and they've got like a 3-shot lead, I'm like, cool, don't need to stay up. I'll go to bed. I've probably got work on Monday morning. So I'll say no then. And when Spieth hit it in the water that year and then proceeded to then chunk it into the water again and then hit it over the back of the ground, I thought, okay, this is interesting. I'm staying up.
Yeah.
This is going to be an absolute fest. Well, Sam Jones, thank you. It was. Sam Jones, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We said to be, 25, 30 minutes, and here we are still chatting away. Mostly my fault. But thank you very much for your time and insight and keep doing what you're doing.
No, thank you for having me, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Paddy, I could go a lot longer. So we'll do it again sometime.
Do part 2 on autumn, winter essentials.
Yes, let's do that. That'll be fun.
Let's do that.
Yes, you can bring us a quiz, Sam. Yes, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck now with the next couple of months.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That was Sam Jones, golf fashion guy on Instagram, with all the insights and opinions, and we try to lay it down for him with questions on, is the street style applicable in certain places? And I think he covered that one fairly decent, Eimear, didn't he?
He really did. I'm very inspired now to give more of a focus on products. I really like how he was describing like a lot of the items as products, and that's exactly what they are. And I really enjoyed the pieces on how we should all support our PGA pros. So it was a brilliant episode. We can't wait to do part 2, and we're looking forward now to next week's episode on the Masters.
So thank you all very much for press and play, for press and record. Share the show wherever you deem suitable to share it, ideally in all of your WhatsApp groups. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Be in everybody's WhatsApp group across the country. That'd be pretty sweet.
One day, my friend, one day.
Someday. From me, Paddy.
And me, Eimear.
Grass Social. Take it easy.